You dare take her money, as Lady C deals Meghan a hurtful blow and spill a dirty plot to take all the Queen's legacy. Lady Colin Campbell had launched into a scathing attack of Meghan Markle while being interviewed on GB News, with her comments sparking a backlash on social media. As the former I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here contestant was speaking to broadcasters Dan Wootton about the Queen's procession on Wednesday. As the royal family, including King Charles and Prince William, had walked behind Her Majesty's coffin as it was taken through central London from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall. Commenting on the sombre day, which comes ahead of the Queen's state funeral on Monday, Lady C had described the procession as very moving, adding, "I had thought it was a very beautiful thing to see all of the younger ones and all of her children walking so majestically as a mark of respect." However, she soon turned her attention towards Meghan, claiming the rest of the royal family had looked grief-stricken while she was posing. As the 73-year-old continued, "Quite frankly, I would have loved to be a fly in the car with Sophie of Wessex and her, because Sophie's face was set in stone and Meghan was like a mannequin. I mean, she was completely wrapped up in herself and had caught up in her own world and posing. It was actually embarrassing. It was so dreadful, putting aside the fact that they have to clutch each other like teenagers or dogs on heat. As just her demeanor was so unnatural, as everybody else's demeanor can be seen as emotional, and hers can be seen as nothing but arrogant and self-regard, and quite frankly, as far as I was concerned, tasteless." As several Twitter accounts had criticized Lady C's diatribe, with one saying that the interview made them feel uneasy. As they had added, "This clip broadcast on GB News last night about Meghan Markle makes me very uneasy. Lady Colin Campbell really should have been challenged or told to move on by Dan Wootton." As the persistent focus on #Harry and Meghan from the channel isn't helping anyone this time. As another had said, Lady Colin Campbell calls Meghan arrogant and tasteless. "The only lack of taste I see is the people who should know better, using the Queen's passing as an opportunity to slag on Harry and Meghan." As just scrolling through the news channels and to see the disgrace that is Lady Colin Campbell on @Dan Wootton's show, launching into an unnecessary and personal attack on Meghan Markle. As this is simply bullying by the media now, a user had penned. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have reportedly been facing a major amount of pressure over their financial future ever since the Queen's death. As the royal commentator and journalist had issued these claims while speaking to Express UK. He began by admitting there's been a lot of talk recently about them delaying the Netflix program, as Netflix had been saying that they wanted to come out immediately after The Crown, which presumably is what they had bought it for, to capitalize on that royal interest. As The Crown's producers have decided that they won't go up to the current day and include the Meghan and Harry story, for example, so it seems ideal for Netflix that they would have their own Meghan and Harry series to follow up with immediately afterwards. He even referenced Meghan Markle's comments and claimed, "It did sound, from what she said, like they have lost control over the narrative of that piece somewhat, as there have been some rumors in the press that the couple could be in trouble because their truth in the Netflix series and Harry's truth in the forthcoming book are somewhat different in some details. And of course, those truths, in inverted commas, have to correspond with the truths that they put into the Oprah interview and this variety. As I think what people are noticing is that there are irregularities, and Her Majesty the Queen had put it, recollections may vary. It seems that in this case, sometimes their own recollections may vary, and I think there's a fear that in the Netflix series, they haven't necessarily got full control over the narrative that they would have liked to have. And that is one of the complaints they had about their time as the working royals, and they didn't have full control over how the press could write about them. As well, perhaps, they have found now that stepping out that quite carefully curated royal coverage into the world of celebrity means that they have even less control. And if Netflix are going to release a program that the couple themselves have given content for, but now regret having contributed to, they may get to the point where they look back at their time as royals and think they had a bit more control than they had realized. In other news, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's friends in London are whispering that the couple have been complaining that they were snubbed and mistreated at Queen Elizabeth's funeral, according to her report. As the report said, that the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex complained that the family wasn't as welcoming as they should have been. And commenting on the report, royal biographer Angela Levin had said, "Are Harry and Meghan the royals out of 10, or how warmly they should have welcomed them, as the funeral was about the Queen and not them." Endless moaning.